I'm Jack Patty, and this is the Senior Minute, successfully serving seniors.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Senior Minute. I'm Councilmember Shayla Lynch. I'm so glad you are joining us today. And here, my guest today is Commissioner Charlie Lanter. Charlie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be interviewed for the Senior Minute. Now, Commissioner Lanter is the Commissioner of Housing Advocacy and Community Development. Now, that's a lot of words.
It is.
You have a huge division, and it's a very, very important division, I feel. So tell us a little bit about your division. What do you all do?
Yeah, so our division really kind of emerged from the Mayor's Commission on Racial Justice and Equity. And what we did was combine all of the city's divisions that touch housing under one commissioner. And we've been doing that for about a little over 3 years now. I've been the commissioner during that time. And we have code enforcement, we have community and resident services, which does our direct assistance piece. We have the Grants and Special Programs Division, which manages all of our HUD funding, so that's why there's the housing tie-in. And then we also have the Offices of Affordable Housing and the Office of Homelessness, both of which, deal with different ends of the spectrum on how we get folks housed. Awesome.
A lot of very, very important things. And today we're here to talk about a specific housing development that is recent, so it's still breaking news, I feel. And it's the Oaks at Woodland. There are going to be a new senior living opportunity here in Lexington. So tell us a little bit about that project.
Yeah, that's a really exciting project. So that's an adaptive reuse of the historic Woodland Christian Church. And what it's going to do is it takes the church building, does some rehab work and refinishing, and puts 10 units of affordable senior housing. Then it builds an addition onto the property, which does another 28 units of senior housing. And so the units are just going to be really cool, because you're going to get to, some of them you're going to get to live in this historic church building. Some of it will be new, but you're still attached to the historic church building. And then within it, there's going to be a community service facility that the residents can use, but then also the church will use, the neighborhood can use. It can be available for like neighborhood meetings, community meetings, Boy Scout troops, all the, AA meetings, all the kinds of things you need a community space for. So it's not just providing that senior housing, it's also providing a central hub for that community.
That is awesome. That is exactly what we need and our seniors need. I love that. I love that. So how did this project all come about?
Well, the Woodland Christian Church congregation had seen their membership and attendance decline through the years, which a number of older churches have experienced. But they have this beautiful historic building, and they wanted to make good use of it while still trying to preserve their church environment. So they approached some of us and the different developers to try and see what could we do and how could we get the financing together to do a preservation work that converts this to housing. And it's really exciting, because in addition to the housing, it does help the church stay open, and it helps them be able to continue to use the property and really even expand their mission to the housing services, the associated services with that. I mean, you've now got 38 people living there that may be potential congregants.
Right.
So it was really a nice way to take an aging church that had been declining in membership and not just help address our housing crisis, but also help this church and help it preserve its historic relationship with the community.
I love that. I really love that. Do you know, I know it's still in the beginning stages, but do you know any specific features that will the units have? Will they be completely accessible?
4 of the units will be completely accessible. Others will have different sort of, not fully accessible, but different elements like, shower grab bars, those kinds of things that we need in our senior housing units. And in addition to that, of course, I mentioned the community service facility. One of the great amenities of this project that I think gets overlooked is its proximity to Woodland Park. So you can literally walk across the street and be in Woodland Park, which is going to provide a huge range of activities that the folks that live there can do. Woodland's got pickleball courts that are brand new, and they've got a brand new restroom facility, and it's kind of been experiencing a bit of a renaissance. And so that whole area, it's just a beautiful neighborhood to live in, and especially if you're a senior, because it's quiet and there's not a ton of traffic. And so I think between that and the community service facility and the church's services, and then in addition, obviously it's affordable, and then you have the senior amenities, it's going to be a very popular place, I think.
I love that. As you know, I'm on the Senior Services Commission, and one of our focuses is housing, and we have a committee called Reimagine Home that specifically tackles housing issues for seniors. In your opinion, what does the senior housing landscape look like here in Lexington? Is it different from other demographics? Is there plenty of housing? Do we need more for specifically our seniors?
We absolutely need more. And that's an easy answer because we need more housing for every category of person, every demographic. We have a huge shortage of affordable units that is growing faster than we can build them. So it's very important that we do this, not just for seniors, but for everyone. But we're especially focused on seniors because that is an aging and growing population.
Right.
As the boomers are aging and retiring, every day there are more seniors that need affordable housing.
Right.
And so over the past few years, that's been a big area of focus for our affordable housing fund and our board that oversees that. We have opened units at Polo Club in Hamburg. We've opened units, Christian Towers was rehabbed on Versailles Road. Oh gosh, what else? There's been so many. Oasis at Kearney was 96 units for seniors. And I think
That's
that
my
might,
council
as I say, I think that might be in your
Yes.
district. Yeah, that's a beautiful development.
It
Brand new building and really nice. And they're actually working on an expansion of that. It won't be for seniors, but it'll be additional units on that same property for families.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And that's just something that we think will continue to be a need as we go forward. At this point, I've told the staff, you can't really have too much. So just keep going. Don't slow down. We don't need to worry about that. I'll let you know when we're getting close.
Right. We definitely need more housing.
Yeah.
As I begin to wrap up here, what can seniors do, in your opinion, to advocate for more housing? What do you advise them to do?
Well, the first thing I would say is whatever they're doing now, they're doing it right because it's on our radar and we're definitely focused on it. We have some great interactions with the staff at the Senior Center and also the folks who hang out there. I think they just need to continue through the Senior Services Commission, through the various committees like what you're on, to push for that and hold us and hold that board accountable for meeting that need. Because we know that not only is there a need for more senior housing, there's a need for more accessible housing, and I mean fully accessible housing.
Yeah.
So many of our affordable units are affordable because they're aging, and an aging unit is rarely an accessible unit because the building wasn't built for that. It's usually so old it was grandfathered in or something. So it's going to be a continual focus for years to come.
Wonderful. Commissioner Lanter, if our viewers want to get in contact with you or someone from your office to get some questions answered or to get help, what's the best way to contact you all?
Super easy. All they gotta do is call 311. Ask to speak to the housing advocate. That's what I always recommend because we have two ladies. They're just wonderful at their jobs, and they will take down your information and kind of interview you, find out more about your situation and what you can afford, and then their job is to help you find a unit that works for you. It's a tough job. A lot of times the math doesn't math, the income versus the rent. So we have to look for other solutions like programs that help with subsidies, but that's their job and they're very good. So I would encourage anyone, if you need housing, if you just would like more affordable or better housing, give us a call at 311, ask for the housing advocates or ask for the Office of Housing and Community Development, and we'll take a look at it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Commissioner, for being here on the Senior Minute today. And viewers, if you have questions, need help finding housing, Lex Call, which is 311, and our housing advocates will be there to assist you. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time.